Welcome to Urban Tango Nights recap number 243. Forgive no entrance to the beginning of this video.
Yes.
I'm going straight into talking.
We're on holiday.
We are on holiday. We are in a holiday cottage in the Lake District with incredibly limited space.
That's why we're doing dancing in small spaces.
So there is a style, and it is a style,
Mhm.
of Argentine tango called Milonguero style tango, which some say was designed for dancing in small spaces. It involved being in a very close embrace. There's very limited amounts of rotation and steps to it because of that. However, we wanted to look at using more common steps to do that, and being a slightly more open embrace and using different techniques to be able to dance in a small space. So this also works out the opposite of last week, where we spent a lot of time on walking. Today we are doing absolutely no walking whatsoever. So if we're in a very small space, the best way to accommodate ourselves is to make everything very, very circular. And there's a moving tango called the Hero, which does that. So what we looked at was, first of all, just starting with a small side step to the left and taking the follower around ourselves just to start this circular motion. And suddenly we've not really taken up as much extra space, but we've rotated it through 180 degrees. I've got options when I do this about which foot I'm going to be on. And to really make this a bit more compact, I'm going to swap spaces with my follower. So as I take her around myself, I'm going to step into the space she has just left. So this could be a side step or back step, depending on how much she's rotating. So we've now ended up in exactly the same amount of space as we started. I can now take my follower into another side step, and I can put my foot in. So we're looking now, the main part of this class was looking at options for moving our feet. So if I put my foot in here, we can get things like shoe shines, which are quite nice. Just so for demonstration, we're now going to do this just to turn it around and look at different variations. So if I'm taking my follower around, I've got my shoe shine here. I can pivot her back, and she's going to go into almost a back ocho. If you notice, if I just pivot my foot, my feet aren't actually moving position. I can get a gancho here, which is quite nice. Again, without moving my feet, I can leave my follower past myself into a front ocho. Again, we're not really taking up any extra space. As the follower steps forward, you can match my foot. You can take her through into a leg wrap gancho you fit on this side. I'm still leaving my feet exactly where I am, so I'm not taking up any more space. I'm twisting my chest to the left. I've sunk down just to maintain my balance, and I've got another gancho on the other side, and I can now pivot my foot together. And again, we now start off side by side, face to face, and we can come around, and we've moved very little, so we're really just keeping everything to that small space. But we've added a lot of content. We've got leg wraps, we've got ganchos, we've got hero movements or ochos. So we've got this really nice selection of moves to do. We can now modify these steps. So because I'm maintaining balance, I'm needing everything to chat up my feet through. So I could do things like it's from this, say, side step. If I've already done the first side step and step forward, I can get a leg wrap if I'm putting deeper. I can pivot my follower back. I can even get ganchos because these, sorry, not ganchos, but layers, because the follower is keeping her foot under. This is not taking up any extra space. So it's ideal for small spaces. I can move my foot close to my follower's foot here, so very minimal movement from the leader. We've got more shoe shines. This is a parada. We take it into a passada. We take it into a beleo. This takes up a little bit of extra space on the side, but not too much. And you get a gancho in there. I can even match her into Americana. And we've got something very, very similar from before with ganchos and leg wraps. What we can also do is then take the follower around us, and we can do heroes in the other direction, creating steps, which means we can do moves such as she comes around, circular ocho-guitardas, which means we can put her into cross positions. We've got options to do paradas and passadas on this side as well from that cross position. So it's just looking for these options and making them circular, adding them into basically this hero framework to be able to do all these variations. We can also do things like sandwiches, which will add a little bit of movement to us, so we can move around. So if you are in a crowded longer, you're still trying to keep the flow on the floor. But if you're in a very confined space and you're just practicing, you can do stuff as well. So that was the class for today. Thank you for watching. As always, subscribe, like the Facebook page. Next week we'll be back to teaching in person and online. And we'll be back in Swansea as well. And we also have the Tango in the Day course on the 2nd, which will be in person as well, followed by the curriculum longer. So we hope to see you there.